What's up, everybody? It's me, Crosspatch. Welcome back to my Madden 21 Pittsburgh Steelers franchise, and welcome to a little bit of a sad episode today. This is the end. This is the final episode of this franchise. Madden 22 comes out tomorrow. I am going to be doing Madden 22 content soon after I can get that thing in my hands, and that brings this franchise to a close. We played the Kansas City Chiefs last game, and I had thought that was a good way to end it. They were a formidable opponent for us throughout the course of this franchise. But I'm going to try something a little bit different today. Throughout this franchise, I play the games, except for preseason, I sim those. But every regular season and every postseason game, I play them. So we're going to see what happens if we sim through the postseason. I was already at a 7-0 record when we played Kansas City. And I've gone ahead and simmed to the end of the regular season here. And we ended up with a 13-3 record. You can see here tied with the Ravens. So we went 6-3 during the last 9 games of the season. And 13-3, that was our record the first season of this franchise. And I talked about back then how I was super rusty. I had not played the game since Madden 10. And throughout the process of this, it's just been a lot of fun relearning the game. I've enjoyed it tremendously. I know a lot of people have complaints about the game, and a lot of them are justified. But for me, it's just been a blast getting back to, getting my skills back up, relearning the game. I appreciate every single person that's followed along. Coming up on 500 subscribers. If you are not subscribed, go ahead and hit that button. I'm going to be doing a Madden 22 Steelers franchise, as well as a bunch of tutorials and probably some other things I haven't even thought of. But what we're going to do today is sim through the postseason here. And then we're going to take a look at some of the stats that our guys have accumulated through 6 years of this franchise at that point. Some records, some real-world guys who have progressed, and what their stats look like. And we got a bunch of guys. I simmed to the end of the season here. So we've got a bunch of guys who need upgrades here. You can kind of see where they are. TJ Watt's a 99 overall. So, power rusher, speed rusher. He's maxed out. I guess we'll give him a bump in pass coverage here for whatever that's worth. Chase Claypool's a 98 overall. 98 deep threat. Let's give him a physical bump here. Like, these guys are pretty much almost unstoppable at this point. It really doesn't matter. James Conner had regressed a little bit as a power back, so we're going to get him back to a 99 overall. Deontay Johnson, I talked about kind of regretting signing him for a long-term contract, but he's been really good throughout this franchise. He's a superstar X-Factor wide receiver. Just not a lot of room on this team for a whole bunch of superstar receivers. We'll give him a slot upgrade. He's usually playing in the slot. Dalton Harris, our great left guard, Madden-generated player. He's been outstanding throughout the course of, I guess, a couple of seasons we've had him now. I always like to do the power upgrades for the interior linemen, guards, and centers. He got some nice blocking increases there. Terrell Edmonds has been outstanding throughout this franchise. When his contract came up, I was not sure if I wanted to sign him for a long-term deal. I am glad I did. And we're going to give him a hybrid upgrade. That's what I like to do with the safeties usually. Man coverage increase, that is helpful. Tackling, of course, he's already a pretty big hitter. David Wiggins, our big nose tackle. This guy was the first draft pick in our first draft of this franchise. And he's been a good one, up to only 84 overall, or 83 overall, I guess. We'll give him a run stopper upgrade. Jay McPhee, another first season draft choice. We signed him to a long-term deal a couple of seasons ago. And we'll do pass protector for our outside linemen and our tackles. for a couple little upgrades for him there. Brian Ball's second year on the team. Was an interior lineman. We moved him out to tackle, and he's been a pretty good one. He is a superstar X Factor. We have secure protector and tough nut on him. So we'll give him a pass protector upgrade. Darren Isaacs has been on this team for a while. Complain about him all the time. He is a mediocre corner. Somehow, he made it up to a superstar upgrade, so I have Acrobat on him. And we'll give him. He always can use better man coverage out of our corners. Chris Hayes, middle linebacker. Another great pickup. A bunch of these guys came in the same draft. Maybe 3 seasons ago. So he's been a good one. I like to do the field general upgrades with my inside linebackers. TJ Phillips, defensive end. +2 power moves, that's good. Karma Barton, another young offensive lineman at guard. We'll do a power upgrade for him. With these guys, one of the sad things, and it can't be too sad. We're going to start a new franchise with Madden 22. But not being able to see these guys at their full potential. Like a player like this guy, it's only his second year in the league. 5 years from now, what's he going to look like, That's the kind of thing that is a little bit, I don't know, sad's probably not the word, a little bit regretful, I guess. Juan Cobb, our backup running back, probably would have been the starter next season, had there been a next season. James Conner's contract is up. We will not re-sign him at 30 years of age, or would not have. So Cobb probably would have been the guy next season. Leon Sermon, finally, I managed to pick a decent cornerback in the draft. The last season. So we will never know what becomes of Leon Sermon. But I think he would have been a good one. +2 man coverage, that's good. +1 acceleration. Thomas Harris, our center. Star development, I believe. Yeah. Only 22 years old. 72 overall. Lots of room for development. He is currently riding the pine behind our other center who's got a lot of potential. Terrell Hayes, halfback. I guess we'll keep him developing as an elusive back. Jimmy Nutt, longtime outside linebacker. He's regressing at this point, but he's super cheap, so we still love him on the team. Quentin Matthews, another longtime player from the first draft. Again, this is one of these guys who we could sign him for a super low. In fact, I think he was a free agent. He was a unsigned free agent in the first season. So, we signed him for you can see his numbers there. If you can grab these guys in free agency, give them long-term deals, he's been a quality backup for us. He has been in the league for a little bit, and not a great player, but certainly good enough to keep around as a backup. Keeping that budget in line is sort of a big part of building a franchise team. Jack Graham, our lonely punter, the loneliest guy in the NFL. Punts maybe 2 or 3 times a season, but we let him kick off, so he has something to do, and we'll give him a power upgrade. Brad Core, our backup quarterback, he probably would have been not with the team next season just for financial reasons, but he's been a good backup. Actually thought about developing him into a starter at one point before we drafted our current starter. And you can do that. He's only 68 overall. But if you find a quarterback with decent throw power, and you want to put the time into developing him, you can get him up to a 99 overall superstar. Takes a little patience. You got to be a little careful with him through his first few seasons, so you're not throwing interceptions all over the place. But it can be done, and I have done it. Doug Middleton, backup tight end. Vertical threat. These tight ends seem to get a ton of upgrades every time around. Jerry Looney, backup guard. Power upgrade. DeAndre Slate, he's a backup defensive tackle. Some of these guys that are new on the team, I haven't had time to learn much about them yet. Baskerville, backup defensive end. Power rusher upgrade. He's one that might have been a starter at some point down the road. Nate McCain, our fullback. We'll give him a blocking upgrade. He's actually a tight end. I moved to fullback. +1 lead block, +2 run block power, +1 impact block. Another backup defensive end. So this is kind of just to give you a look at our roster here. I'm not going to go over, well, maybe a couple of guys I'll take a look at, but this gives you just an overview. Vince Benedict would have been our backup quarterback next season. Josh Rivers, another backup. The backup tackles, I still do power upgrades on them. Just because I don't know where they're going to end up, if they'll be tackles down the road or not. Clay Peterson, our outstanding tight end. 2 upgrades here he's got. No speed in there. Derek Lindsey has 2 upgrades. He's that bookend pass rusher opposite T.J. Watt that I was looking for and finally found. J.J. Lowry probably could have ended up as one of the best wide receivers in the NFL had we continued this. Will Wise, our current center. We'll give him a couple of power upgrades. Derek Southward took the place of Cam Hayward this season. Just a rookie, but a lot of potential for him. Strength upgrade, that's good. And, yeah, not bad. Dear Thomas, outside linebacker. Another rookie. And here's Dakota Cavanaugh. He's our the quarterback that took over for Roethlisberger. I don't know if I can upgrade him. Let's see. Let's do Scrambler. Yeah, we can. 99 overall. Oh, speed upgrade. That's nice. So he is one that probably would have challenged a lot of passing records. You can take a look at his attributes there. 97 throwing power. You can look at his accuracy numbers. I think he was a 73 overall when we drafted him. Number 1 ranked quarterback in the league at this point. So yeah, he would have set a bunch of records, I'm sure, if we were able to continue this franchise. Minka Fitzpatrick's been outstanding. We can only have one option for upgrading him. Take a look at his ratings. Yeah, he's been a good one. We've got Acrobat and Lurker on him. Second upgrade for Lindsey. Speed upgrade, that's nice. Clay Peterson. Do vertical threat for my tight ends unless they are designated blockers. No speed upgrade for Peterson, but that's okay. J.J. Lowry, second upgrade. Jared Thomas hits one more. And Smith-Schuster, there's nothing we can do with him. He is as upgraded as he's going to get. So there we go. We got a look at our team. You can kind of see how most of the guys have advanced throughout the course of this franchise. And now we'll just sim our weekly training. We're not going to... Not going to spend a ton of time on that. Sermon, Southward, Harris we're focusing on. And see if we get any more upgrades. Nope. And here we go. We'll sim through this week. And see who we're playing in the divisional round. And it looks like we're taking on the Texans here. Let's see what happened. So we played, the Texans played Kansas City and took them out. Baltimore beat Tennessee. And Jacksonville, the surprise win over Buffalo there. In the NFC side, the Bears beat the Cowboys. The Saints beat the Cardinals. It looks like Tampa Bay had the bye. And the Packers beat the Seahawks. So we'll do another round of training. We'll just sim it. And see if we have any upgrades, and then we'll see. Lindsey gets another upgrade. We'll do Power Rusher for him again. So let's see how it goes. This will be our first simmed postseason game of this franchise, and we'll see what happens. And we lost. All right. Well, there you go. So we lost. We won 90-some games in this franchise. We have a winning streak going back 3 seasons. But we lose our first playoff game that we ever simmed. That's okay, I guess. We did at least have a punctuation mark on the end of the franchise. And we're bounced out of the divisional round by the Texans. See if we can take a look at the box score of that. There we go. So, it was a close game. 203 yards on the ground we had. Absolutely not in line with what our offense usually looks like. 230 passing yards. Let's look at our player stats here. Kavanaugh, 230 yards passing, 2 touchdowns. I mean, that's, not too off for him. James Conner, 157 yards on the ground. Terrell Hayes, 23. Cobb, 16. Kavanaugh ran for 7. Smith-Schuster with a big day, 102 yards. Lowry, 42 yards and a score. Claypool, a little bit out of it, as was Peterson. Defensively, Leon Sermon somehow leads the team in tackles. He is our nickel corner. TJ Phillips with a sack. Hayes and Wiggins with half a one. TJ Watt was quiet. And no interception. So there you go. We are ejected from the playoffs by the Texans. And A little bit disappointing, but also kind of funny. So let's see who ends up winning it all here. So it looks like it's going to be the Ravens and the Packers in the Super Bowl. We will sim past the Pro Bowl. And advance to the offseason and see who won the Super Bowl. So it looks like the oh, we don't want team schedule. League schedule. Green Bay beat Baltimore. Jordan Love, 344 yards passing. Lamar Jackson kept under wraps. Dobbins had 158 yards on the ground. So there you go. Green Bay wins the final Super Bowl of this franchise. And I guess that our team, on paper, is not as great as they are when you have them under control. So let's take a look at some things here, just to kind of cap this all off. Career stats. Here's how Dakota Kavanaugh ended up here. He would be 3 years in. 14,000 yards, 175 touchdowns, only 14 interceptions. James Conner, 8,156 yards, 98 touchdowns in his career. Juju Smith-Schuster, 831 catches. Now, he's 9 years into his career. Jerry Rice's record is just over 1,500 catches, so I don't know that Juju would have gotten there, but he probably would have gotten over 1,000. Probably could have been the Steelers' all-time leading receiver, passing Hines Ward. Claypool, too. I mean, he, would have been up there. Both of these guys are up there with touchdown receptions. Clay Peterson, only his 4th year in the league, 4,000, averaging 1,000 yards per season. And we'll see how some of our defensive players have done. T.J. Watt, 125 sacks in his career. Devin Bush, 62. Lindsey with 21. Minkah Fitzpatrick, 32 career interceptions. Terrell Edmonds, 17. Chris Boswell. I was not his friend throughout this franchise. I am an awful kicker, so his numbers certainly suffered because of me. Let's take a look at some NFL records, see if we have anybody that made it there. And so Roethlisberger, we got him up to 5th place in NFL history thus far with his passing yards. Passing touchdowns, Roethlisberger once again. Obviously a lot of that is what he did in real life, but, he had some good years in the first 3 years of this franchise as well. Rushing yards. There's Bettis, but none of our guys there. James Conner not quite making the list for rushing touchdowns. Receiving yards, you can see Jerry Rice's record there, 22,895. Interestingly, in real life, Larry Fitzgerald is an active player. I mean, he's 37, I think. He would need some pretty darn good final. I mean, I don't know if he's going to play beyond this season, but I don't know if he would catch Rice. That's a tough ask. So let's see. None of our guys were receiving yards. Receiving touchdowns, Juju Smith-Schuster is 4th in NFL history. Catches, I don't think we'll have anybody on here. Sacks. Here's Kevin Green. And interceptions. There's Rod Woodson. We don't have anybody else on there. So we have Juju Smith-Schuster, noted for career record for touchdown receptions. But we do have some guys who set some season records here. So there's Dakota Cavanaugh, 3rd place all time for a single season passing yards in 2024. Here's Roethlisberger. That was a real life accomplishment. Passing touchdowns, Cavanaugh, 2 seasons at the top. There's Roethlisberger in 4th place. And Roethlisberger also in at the bottom there. Both of those accomplished in this franchise. Rushing yards, I don't think we're going to see any of our guys there. Rushing touchdowns. Nope. Receiving yards, Juju Smith-Schuster. First year in the league. First year of this franchise, rather. 2,544 yards receiving. Yes, that's ridiculous. And that was before I kind of learned to spread the ball around a little bit. So I got better. His stats kind of came down a little bit, but you can still see he had another 1,800-yard season in 2023. And touchdowns, Steelers all over the place. Smith-Schuster, 34 in 2021. Claypool, 32 in 24. Smith-Schuster and Claypool combined for 58 touchdowns in 2024. There's Claypool again in 2023. Smith-Schuster again in 2023. Smith-Schuster in 2022 with 18. Catches, Juju Smith-Schuster, 144. That's that 2021 season. 5 short of Michael Thomas's record. That does give him the most in Steelers history, though, passing Antonio Brown. Smith-Schuster again. That's a 136. Antonio Brown, 129. Sacks. I don't think we're going to have any. Oh, we do. No, we're not going to have anybody in here. Interceptions, I don't think so. And that's about it. So, consider this a final look at this Madden 21 Steelers franchise. A little bit of a weird video. Didn't quite end up how I hoped it would. But I wanted to give everybody a last look at these players. You know, their career numbers. Just sort of a final goodbye. And once again, we'll be starting in on Madden 22 content. Next week, maybe? I don't know. Soon. So, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Make sure you're getting your notifications. I'll be doing a lot of tutorials. I'll be doing, of course, a Steelers franchise. And who knows what else. But go ahead and hit that like button if you enjoyed this. Whatever you decide to do, as always, I hope you have a great day. And I hope you enjoyed this franchise. See you in Madden 22.